I've invested an incautious amount of my life into watching TV, and nothing sort of justifies that time more than seeing my favorite characters change. I don't have children, I have Walter White. And in its first season, House of the Dragon was a font of these kinds of transformative character arcs. And in its second season, its biggest transformation arguably belongs to Daemon, who over 8 episodes metamorphosizes from nihilistic Dom Doctor Who into religious sub Doctor Who. But for reasons I'm about to explain, it packs significantly less of a punch than it ought to have. We all know the one guy who came back from spring break changed, a change he attributed to a spiritual journey with LSD. He's always happy, and so we're happy for him, but as he attempts to describe his visions, we never really understand what he's talking about, and as a result, we're bored. In season 2 of House of the Dragon, Daemon takes up lodging at a supposedly haunted castle. The threat of its spookiness, however, is not a concern for Daemon, who spent season 1 eye-rolling his way through conversations about ghosts.
A song of ice and fire. My brother was a slave to his omens and portents. Dreams didn't make us kings, dragons did.
But as time progresses, Daemon finds himself befuddled by supernatural occurrences he has difficulty rationalizing.
Mario, Grace. Slept well, I trust?
The last remaining frost of Daemon's atheism is melted after a witch toaster strudels magical tree sap down his hand.
Pillsbury Toaster Strudel is like a Pop-Tart, but tastes better.
Yeah, f*** your Pop-Tarts. This causes Daemon to fall into a spring break-esque spiritual cauldron out of which he exits a deeply Christian man. And on paper, I love the idea of investing 8 hours of television into drastically altering a primary character, but as Daemon subsequently bent the knee to Rhaenyra, I couldn't help feeling unsatisfied. And that was because I couldn't help comparing it to... Toward the end of Space Jam, Bugs Bunny's Toon Squad enters halftime down by an alarming 54 points. To fix this, Michael Jordan bullies them into drinking steroids.
This goes against everything they taught me in health class.
You want to win or not?
After transforming into elite basketball players, Michael informs them that the secret stuff they drank was just a placebo, meaning that you guys had the special stuff inside you all along. I'm not gonna stand here and say that Michael's secret stuff offers a particularly profound arc for the Toon Squad. However, Space Jam has at least the creative integrity to not actually transform its characters based on its analogously magical tree sap. Whereas the whole point of Daemon's arc is that the secret stuff he refused to believe in is actually real. And obviously, my problem isn't that magic exists in Westeros. It's that the show's writers caused Daemon to change because of a magical thing that arbitrarily happens to him.
Harrenhal's been cursed since its first stone was laid. The very bed you sleep in was made from such a heart tree.
Rather than because of choices he makes. The time that could have been invested into Daemon colliding with the consequences of his past mistakes is instead invested into repetitive dreams that, like all dreams, lack stakes or consequences. Compare this to his brother's arc in season 1. Time and again, we saw Viserys' actions not reflect the intentions he states. He's not evil, he's just a little too weak and self-interested to fit the crown he wears. A fact he knows to be true as much as the audience.
You're weak, Viserys.
At his core, Viserys is a lonely guy who just wants to play with his Legos, and he allows this impulse to prevent him from effectively governing his kingdom. His last episode offers a glimpse into the consequences of a life led like this. But Viserys chooses to contend with these consequences by doing something difficult and brave. Ignoring his Legos, Viserys dies believing he finally made good on his life, oblivious to the cosmic irony that with his last breath he began the bloody war he spent his life trying to avoid. In contrast, Daemon's arc is that he drizzled Michael's secret stuff over his hand, and he seems happy, and so I'm happy for him, but I'm also bored.